welcome into your reading. This is going to be a general message for everyone. These readings typically take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. So these are more long form tarot readings where we go into depth and into detail regarding your current situation. So first we're going to pull from some tarot cards and do a couple spreads here. And then at the end, we'll pull some oracle cards and see what is up with you guys today. Hope everyone is doing well. So in your personal energy, so far we have the 8 of Wands. So fast movement, I'm not surprised. You want to get something done quickly. You want to get somewhere quickly. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of action. It does feel like there is energy that is very targeted and directed at something specific as well. Okay, so it feels like you're very focused. I'm also getting either the written word or music coming through. So maybe you're dealing with lyrics. Is there lyrics or like poems or beats or something like that? They're coming from your heart. Okay, you're pouring your heart out in some way. Maybe you're being a little vulnerable. Yeah, here we have the Moon card. Okay, so in your personal energy, there is something that you've been holding in for a bit that is trying to make its way out. It's also an energy of what you were once unclear about. And I'm getting more so personally, right? Like there's something in your personal energy, right? Mind, heart, body, soul, private, internal stuff here happening that you were unclear about. Okay, so you didn't know how you felt about a situation or a person, or you didn't know whether or not you should do this thing or not, right? Like go for this thing, go this specific direction, things like that. And then you have the 9 of Pentacles. Good. So 9 of Pentacles, I love that for you. I mean, it just speaks to your independence and your ability to be on your own. And we do know that your energy is it's more detached and more solid, how can I say? Like solitary, right? I'm not saying that you don't like friends or socializing. I think you do like to be out and about. But you're never catch an Aries that is completely open, completely vulnerable, that wears, all of their emotions and their feelings on their surface, right? Like there is a detachment. There is a disconnect sometimes that you have with the world, with your environment, things like that. And I don't know. So the 9 of Pentacles is making me feel like maybe you're in your own little world right now. You're trying to make sense of something here with the moon that has to do with the subconscious. So even though the moon is a more watery energy, obviously the moon as a luminary rules over the sign of Cancer, or in tarot, the moon does speak or coincide with the sign of Pisces. Therefore, there's a lot of water and emotion coming through with that. But for me as a reader, it does speak to the subconscious and the psyche of oneself. Okay. And those things that are in the back of our mind, in our subconscious, that, we only think about at night when we're in bed or in the shower or privately on our own, right? These flashbacks that come to us, or even like your subconscious behaviors or patterns that we do because we aren't really thinking about it, right? They just happen. And these happen based off of trauma, based off of defense mechanisms and how we mold ourselves throughout lives to behave in these certain ways and have these certain patterns. Maybe you're trying to think to yourself, like, why am I this way? Right? Maybe there's a certain behavior or a certain addiction or a certain pattern that you have. And it's just like, why do I always do this? Why am I this way? And it could be something in regards to your detachment and your need for complete and 100% control of oneself, of one's sovereignty, of your independence, right? There could be like an excessive or extravagant need for you to prove to yourself or to somebody that you can do something by yourself on your own, But you want to do something quickly. You want to get to the bottom of a situation quickly. The moon cycle can be of significance for you. So if you're thinking of like, when is this going to happen, or when should I start, or something like that, just look to the full moon, the new moon cycle, see what's up with that. But yeah, I'm getting like I don't know if, okay, I'm getting a couple things. I don't know if it's like things are left hanging, right? So like you're like incomplete. Okay, so there could be something that you have started that you have not been able to complete, or you know, spirit is asking you to go back to this thing that you tried to start, that you started but didn't finish. Hanging fruit, like things left on the table, that you have resources, you have the things that you need, they're right in front of your face. It feels like you have everything you need. And if you're second guessing yourself, and the moon energy can be trickster energy, where you play games with yourself, right? Like your own mind is tricking you here. If that's the case and you feel like you don't have enough, like you do, if you just look around, it feels like I don't know, like clean up, right? Like look through your things. You have the thing you need. You have the thing you're looking for. Some of you may have like a message coming through soon that'll also help propel you and put you on a right direction, on a path. Maybe you're confused about something, about like where to go with a certain situation, confused about how to start. Maybe you're confused about like direction, like literal, right? Like somebody told you, hey, Aries, like I need you to do this. And you're like, cool, whatever. But now that you're looking into it, it's just like, wait a minute, like I don't know how to do this, or I don't know where to start, or I've never done this before. Why are they asking me? Like there's some confusion here coming through with the moon. In your environment, you have the Fool. So there is a new beginning here, new start. Reset. I'm getting more of like a reset, refresh, like start over. And it could be this thing that I was saying, like you once started it, but you didn't finish it. So maybe you're revisiting, and it's just like, okay, let me take like a new look at it, right? Like see it with a different pair of eyes or something like that. A new pair of eyes. I don't know. Okay. And then you have the Two of Cups and Temperance. So clearly in your environment, there is a relationship or another person that's coming through here in your reading. This person could be Jupiter ruled in some way, could have Jupiter in one of their angled houses, or could be a literal Sagittarius or Pisces. But there's a fresh start with them for sure. Okay. And maybe, yeah, okay, so you're confused about that. I mean, I don't blame you, especially if it's something that was from before, like a previous person that you were with before, or it doesn't have to be romantic, but it's a definite partnership of some sort coming through. And I'm getting like a peace offering. Like let bygones be bygones, or like let's put the past behind us. Let's meet halfway and compromise, right? You represent one thing, they represent another. It didn't work out before, but now maybe that you see these things with a fresh look and a new perspective, you can see how what they represent can actually benefit you, and what you represent can actually benefit them in some way. It is a peace offering. It is a matter of alchemizing and bringing two completely different people together to create one. And there is a purpose to this. I don't know if this is like a mundane thing where like you have to work with this person, and so you have to you're on a project with them or something like that. You're collaborating. Maybe whoever is doing the music thing or the writing thing, maybe you're collaborating with them. They could also be like literal, like drawing or painting, like art. I'm getting garden as well, of course, with these cards, but it could be like that, or spiritual, right? Of course, there's a purpose, there's a bigger picture there. The both of you have something to offer the world, to offer your environment, to offer society in some way by coming together, right? Like it's a benefit to people, to humanity, to earth in some way. And I think with the moon card, it's like bringing to light that this is possible and that this can happen. Like I'm getting the moon in a way of like turning on this filter in your perspective and how you perceive something. And it's like, okay, you put a filter over it and now you see what you couldn't see before. That's strong. Like looking at this other person, looking at your dynamic, or just whatever situation you're in, this thing that you're restarting again, it's like you put a new filter over it and all of the sudden things are manifesting or show up that you can see now and you couldn't see that before. Okay, so there's some clarity that came through here just by seeing things from another perspective. And I think it has you really excited and enthusiastic to get this done, to get this started. It's stirring up your creative juices in some way. And it's also helping you feel confident in your skills, right? If this is a creative thing or something like that, I'm getting with the 9 of Pentacles, it's like you've earned this. You work for this. You have done this day in and day out. Like, you know how to do this, you're good at it, and don't sell yourself short. Like you're good enough, to do your part in this collaboration. All right, let's pull from another deck. We're going to go in and see what other details are coming through for you guys. What does Aries need to expect, anticipate, prepare for? This could be the next 30 days as well. So we could be breaking down the next 30 days for you. Aries, please. What's up with the Aries? Strength. Okay, yeah. I mean, it might take a lot of courage to come up and showcase the stuff that you're working on or that you have mastered or something like that. 2 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. It's a little sticker. One more. There's that moon just right smack dab in front of you. It's a reflection I'm getting. It's like a trigger to remember when you want to go back to seeing things without this filter. Something triggers it and it's just like, no, this is it. This is what you can see now. It's also this thing of once you see it, you can't unsee it. One more, please. I'm also getting something about it's not as hard as you think. It's not as difficult as you think. It's smooth. There's something, I don't know, what is this? It feels very like there's like a class, like a ranking, like I don't know, this is like titles or positions. It feels like it'll elevate you to a different tier in some way. You have like your reputation would benefit from this as well, from this union or collaboration. It is just a start. And because it's going to take a lot of courage to make this move, and I think, yes, you're extremely excited about it. At the end of the day, it's almost, it's like this thing where like you work so hard to be at the 9 of Pentacles, right? Like this elevated master in this craft, whatever it is. And it could be anything. I'm not even talking about just like a creative, artistic thing. It could be anything, right? Like, if this relates to you, what it is. But you work so hard to get where you're at that by taking this leap of faith and this risk and starting something new with this person, it's going to make you feel like you have to start all over. But it's not a takeaway from your skill set and what you've mastered. It's not going to take away from all of the blood, sweat, and tears that you've put into this. It's only going to prove that you have this experience. It's only going to showcase, right, that you've worked so hard on this thing. And it could also be like a personal thing too. Like, I'm getting for some of you, it's like personal growth, right? Like, look at how much I've changed. Look at how much I've grown. How much I've matured. I'm not the kid that I once was or that everybody perceived me to be, right? Because sometimes with the Aries energy, people don't really get a mature energy from you, right? Because you're the child, you're the infant, the fool here. So, just because you like to play or you like to have like live life to its fullest and have adventure and take risk and stuff doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be respected, and to be taken seriously. And maybe this is a way for you to show people, which that really doesn't matter. Okay. I'm not advocating for the need to prove yourself, right? I don't believe in that. I don't believe that we need to prove ourselves to anybody unless we want to prove something to ourselves personally, then that's different. But maybe for you, this is going to help in some way, right? This is going to make you feel accomplished or something like that, which is great. So all this to say is that it's not going to take away, and even though it may seem like you're starting from scratch, you're really not. It's just an elevated phase of the journey. And maybe this is how you're seeing it now, that you're seeing things through a different perspective, right? Ace of Pentacles over there. You have the Sun, beautiful. Yeah, there's blessing. Okay, universe, God, spirit, source is blessing this thing. There's the moon again, the sun and the moon. Forget it. As within, so without. Okay, how you're feeling, how you're doing internally, it's going to start to reflect externally. All of this confidence that you have, it's going to show itself externally. And I think that the world is waiting. Look, there's the Eight of Wands again. Yeah, the world, whether that is big picture or your environment, your friends, your family, whatever, they've been waiting to see what you've been working on. They've been waiting to see this happen for you to finally do this thing. Ooh, the Devil. Okay. The Eight of Wands and the Devil. I'm still on the fact that your confidence is through the roof right now. It's almost as though you're on an extreme high and it's like the perfect time for you. You feel good, you look good, you've been preparing for this. Everything in your environment is coming together so you can have the time, the place, the money, the motivation, the resources to do this right now. Like if it happened before, which it tried to happen before and it didn't work out, but if it happened any other time, the stars would not be as aligned as they are right now, it feels like. Now, the Devil, although some readers, I don't know, but like the readers now, like, I think it's so amazing that there are so many different types of readers and they perceive, the tarot cards in so many different ways. And I love that. So it's not this thing of like, oh my God, like something to fear, like this portrays and represents personal power. right? Like if you think of the religious group of like a Satanist, right? Like what it really is the people who believe in this, I think, I don't know, from what I've known, from what I know, is that they don't really believe in anything but their own personal power, right? Like they believe in their ability to do something, to do whatever it is that they want to do. They're not depending on a mystical, spiritual being. They're not depending on something that they cannot see, that they cannot touch. They're not depending on a fantasy or a story in a book, right? They're depending on themselves. Okay. And there's something about that coming through, like you've done this work. Okay. And maybe you're spiritual, right? Obviously, if you're here listening to tarot, and not to discredit spirituality, I am a spiritualist, right? I do believe in a higher being. But at the end of the day, there you can take credit and be proud of the work that you've put into this to get to where you're at, because you did this work, right? It wasn't like you were sitting on the sofa binging on YouTube, tarot readings all day long, and one thing leads to another, and you just like accumulate all of this skill, and you're so talented, and you've mastered this, and you have all this money and whatever. Like it doesn't work like that. Like it takes work, action, physical work to be great at something, you know? Okay, anyway, sun and the moon. I mean, it's a really good balance here. Like I said, the physical, the external, along with the mental, emotional, internal is balanced. And I do get that as well with the Temperance card. And this Two of Cups, if it's not another person, it could literally be a you, right? Like both sides of you, the light and the dark side coming together to create something beautiful as well. Finding balance, finding personal harmony, finding peace within, right? Once we learn how to incorporate our dark side and our light side to be whole, we are a powerhouse. What else for the Aries, please? It also, I'm getting something about like, what is this? Hold on. There's something techie, okay? And I don't know if it's like an AI thing or something you're creating or you're looking into, or if tech or AI is helping you with this. But there's something techie here. And it's also giving me this thing of like, I don't know. I mean, let's just say somebody here is working with AI. It feels like the AI has a form somehow. And I don't know if this is in your mind, like you see it this way and it has a shape or a form, like it looks like a being, or if it's like everywhere you go, you see the same shape, like a synchronistic moment or a coincidence, right? Like it's a shape, it's a form. I remember like, and I like to give stories of my own, right? Just so to relate with you guys. But I remember there was a time where there was an energy form in my home, and I knew it. I knew it was there, and I probably opened up the portal to let it in during some sort of ritual ceremony or something. But for a while, I was seeing this same image in everything, right? Like on a wall, in a book, or on a paper, like on the TV, or like just these weird moments of like it would just show up everywhere. It was actually a face, like a smiling face, which was a little creepy, but it feels like that, like you're seeing something. Something is showing up, showing you. What does this mean? It's almost like somebody here is playing around or messing around with, what is this? Like pushing something's buttons, or seeing how far you can take it, how far you can go with something. And then all of a sudden it shows up and you're like, oh my God. And it's like this thing of, did I do that? Did I make that happen? Did I manifest that? You know, some of you, I mean, yeah, okay. So some of you maybe work, like if you're doing ritual work and you want to sort of summon your guides or something like that, just be careful. As we all know, whether you're new to this type of life or not, as we know, we never really know what comes through. There could be tricksters coming through, right? When we open up these portals with these rituals and things like that. So just protect yourself and be careful. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, 2 4s here at the end of the month. 10 of Pentacles. I am getting at the end of something. It's somebody here is like, how did I do this? Like, look what I created. Ace of Wands. You have ace here and ace there. What is this? The Magician. Yeah. How did I create this? How did this happen? Alchemy. Temperance again. You are messing with elements. Like there's, you know, I mean, it's fine, of course. I don't know if this is like a literal like spell or if this is just you working mundane stuff, right? Like bringing in this resource, bringing in that resource to create one thing, or bringing in one skill set and then another skill set to combine them together to create a thing. But that's what it feels like. Yeah, at the end of this is like so good. You have the 10 of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands. You're doing this to enhance the quality of your life. You will end up in a place of stability, security. This is for your loved ones. This is for your family. This is for your home, right? Like you're protecting this. You're protecting your sanctuary, your environment. Even if this is just you by yourself, like your physical body as well. But you elevate, and it does happen. It works. Like you elevate, you get the promotion, you get the job, you do the collaboration. It works out. It comes together. It's a success. And it only has you even more inspired. It does seem like some at some point, and I'm getting this because I've been getting this throughout the reading, like at some points throughout this process, as you manifest something and it comes together and it works, and then you go even further and it works, and then you go even further and it works, it starts to become this thing of like, wow, like I'm powerful, right? Like, am I doing this? And so once this final result that you've been wanting comes through, it does seem like you're going to want more and you're going to push the boundaries. Okay. And there's a little bit of caution here just because the devil is here as well, of like, know when enough is enough or know when to stop, right? Because this is going to, how can I say this? Like it could have a potential to really mess with your head, and to feel as though you're indestructible, or to feel like you can go into excess and indulge and nothing will touch you, right? You're untouchable, depending. I don't know what level of extremes you're on with this whole situation, but it can bring up this type of energy here, okay? Which at some point, if we don't balance things out and we go too far off into one extreme like this, the universe has a knack for like putting us on our ass and giving us a humbled moment, right? To where it's like a slap in the face, like wake up, snap out of this. And you don't really want that to happen because you want to maintain the momentum but it's like, learn when to back off a little bit and bask in what you've created, enjoy what you've created. And when you're ready to create again or do something again, like, make sure it's for the right reason. Make sure it's something that you believe in, not just for the sake of testing your power. Be satisfied with what you've made, because what you've made is amazing and awesome in of itself. So be careful with pushing the limits, I guess, is what another thing I want to say. All right. Let's pull some oracle. I can go with the elemental oracle. Have a takeaway message for the Aries, please. What is it for the Aries? What does the Aries need to know at this time? Aries. Power. With volcanoes. Wow. I'm going to pull from the Celestial Bodies, which is where the Aries card is from. It's a bigger deck, but we'll see what comes through. Yeah, I mean, this is, how can I say, a message for whoever this is that I'm reading for, right? Like, a validation. Like, you can do this. You're strong enough. You're powerful enough. You have what it takes. Don't second guess yourself. And I do think, right, no matter what social profile the Aries has, to be, just risky and brave, and they just take the leap, right? I still think that you come with a level of caution internally. I do. I mean, you can't be so spontaneous and not like second guess it inside. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I just think that you have a better way of just taking the leap more than most of us do. But there is sometimes doubt that comes through, right? And obviously, as anyone would have when somebody is so risky and brave, of course there's doubt. Is it going to happen? Is it going to work? At some point it's like, well, who cares? I'm doing it anyway. But the doubt could still be there. And so what I'm trying to say is, if you're doubting yourself, this element card of volcanoes and power is here to validate that you can do this, that you're powerful enough to do this. All right, let's get a card. What is it for the Aries, please? This one. 3. 3 is a number of messages and communication. Okay, 3 is also very alchemy-like, because you're putting one and another to make a union. Okay, so this is definitely validating the concept of the alchemization of whatever it is that you're doing, whether that's between you and another person or just you by yourself, bringing both sides of you to be on the same page, to bring alignment and harmony within oneself or within the situation is important. Another message that the 3 wants to give is communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Talk about it. Bring it up. Even if it's hard, even if it's weird, even if you don't even know what you're trying to say, but you feel something coming to the surface, right? Work on your throat chakra and try to express it. And even if you know what the words are, but something is there, right? Like, sing it, hum it, make noises until the words start coming out. There's something about that as well. But communicate and talk as much as you can. If you have no one to talk about, talk out loud, talk to yourself, talk to your mom, right? Talk to your sister. I don't know. But there is an important message here about talking it out. When you talk it out, and I can say this for 100% fact, right? When you just vent and you have this like no reason conversation with a person and you just talk and talk and talk, you have so many realization moments that you were not expecting, right? So find that person that you are like that with, that you can just talk to and just talk. And I think that answers will start to come as you get the word out. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that helped somebody here. If it did, let me know. Let me know your situation. Click the like button if it helped you. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Go to the channel, take a look at the rest of the readings. If you want a personal reading, they're exactly this way, just targeted for you and your personal situation. My email is in the description of the video. Shoot me an email. We'll get together and do your reading. All right, Aries, thank you so much. I hope this works out. Have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.